Hello, 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 and welcome back to another edition of Fan Talk, your favorite podcast by your favorite fan. That is, of course, me, Kyle Brinchley, back in the house. It is a Tuesday. The podcast is going up on a Tuesday. Welcome into Fan Talk. If this is your first time here, hello. You found the gold mine. You found Shangri-La. You found the diamond in the rough. My name is Kyle Brinchley, and Fan Talk is a podcast by the fans, for the fans. We talk sports, and we talk sports from our perspective as a fan. And what an exciting time of year it is to be a sports fan. Happy New Year, everyone. I took a couple weeks off. It is now 2026. This is the first episode in 2026, and I'm super excited to talk college football playoff, NFL playoffs, and so much more here on Fan Talk. Fan Talk's podcast you can find anywhere you get your podcast. I am there. Forgive me for the lighting today. I like to record during the day, but I just couldn't wait any longer. So we're doing another night side Fan Talk. The candle's burning, the Rogue One posters are up, and we're going to jump right in to Fan Talk. All right, guys, it's been a crazy few weeks in college football. The college football playoff has been phenomenal this year. We've moved past all the arguing about, did the committee get it right? Are these teams even supposed to be playing here? And now we've seen the product on the field, and it's been absolutely phenomenal. Let's just walk back down memory lane and look at some of the games. Of course, as an Oklahoma fan, I was devastated that Oklahoma dropped to Alabama. That was a game that Oklahoma was up 17-0, and they let Alabama come back, and then Oklahoma could not make up for lost time. So Alabama moved on, but phenomenal atmosphere, absolutely incredible matchup. Unfortunately, Oklahoma did not move on, which sucks. I'd say that Oklahoma-Alabama game was the most exciting game of the first round. There were a lot of blowouts. Oregon took care of James Madison, Ole Miss, Tulane. That's a conversation we won't have today. We'll have maybe perhaps after the season ends what the committee is going to do moving forward. 12-team format. Will they expand to a 16 format? Will they change their rules and regulations? We'll talk about that at a later date. But it was the quarterfinals that were absolutely bonkers in my mind. Let's start with the game that happened New Year's Eve, the last day of 2025. Miami, the 10 seed, versus number 2, Ohio State. Now, I'll come out and say I think I had the Ohio State shades on. You know, I assumed since they won it last year, I assumed that their only loss was to number 1 Indiana, that Ohio State was a really good team. And they still were. They still are. They still are a fantastic program, would beat most teams in college football. But I think I overestimated them. I just thought that they were unbeatable. I thought they would win it all. I thought it was going to be either them or Georgia. More on Georgia in a second. But Miami came in here, and not only did they take care of business, they made a statement. Not just for this game, but for the wider college football world. If you remember, Miami was not projected to make the college football playoff for the entirety of the season. At the 11th hour, Miami got in and Notre Dame did not. So, now that Miami has won and they are in the semifinals, they're in the Final Four, and especially if they beat Ole Miss and go to the championship game, it's going to flip the entire college football selection committee on its head, because they were this close away from not even making it, and now they're this close to making it to the championship game. So, what does that say about the 12-team format? A lot of questions moving forward. We'll address those later. But phenomenal win by Miami. Watch out for this Miami team. We were sleeping on this Miami team. A lot of us, myself included, was like, Miami probably won't get in. They've proved us wrong, and they have an opportunity to prove us wrong. Even more so coming up. Another fantastic game. Georgia and Ole Miss. Whew! Again, I thought Georgia was up there with Ohio State. I thought those two teams were going to go to the national championship. Georgia looked very good, but Ole Miss, 20 points in the fourth quarter. Lane Kiffin, we don't need that guy. We have Trinidad Chambliss, who made some insane plays, extending the play, breaking tackles, avoiding the sack, flipping the ball over the defender, throwing it sidearm. It was absolutely wild. That was just such a fun game to watch. The Sugar Bowl never disappoints. I feel like whoever is playing in the Sugar Bowl, no matter the matchup, no matter the situation, it never disappoints. I loved it. Honestly, I think it would be fantastic for Ole Miss to go on to the championship, perhaps even win it all. after Lane Kiffin said, I'm going to leave Ole Miss, go to LSU to pursue a championship. I have a better chance of getting a championship at LSU and not at Ole Miss, who is one game away from going to the College Football National Championship. Love it. Poetry in motion. Indiana and Alabama. Alabama absolutely got blown out. Indiana's a solid team. I think I underestimated Indiana. Indiana's got a very, very, very good defense. Mendoza did just enough. He really only threw the ball 16 times for 192 yards, but had 3 touchdowns, very efficient. Their run game was good. Their defense was very good. Alabama was so beat up at this point. Absolutely bonkers that a 4-loss team, I mean, they were 3-loss getting into the college football playoff, but to see a 4-loss team in the college football playoff, absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Oregon took care of business against Texas Tech, which makes the rest of the Big 12 not look very good. So there's just so many things that have happened in this college football playoff that the committee is going to maybe look at. But I don't want them to focus on results of games. And what I mean by that is, of course, you got to focus on wins and losses, right? I don't want them to go back and be like, oh, well, Texas Tech lost 23-0. Let's not give any help to the Big 12. Let's continue our bias to the Big 12. If they do that, they should do the same to Alabama, because Alabama absolutely got boat raced. So next time they think it's a good idea to include a 3-loss team instead of a 2-loss BYU, a 2-loss Notre Dame, then they should be like, okay, well, maybe this is not a good idea. Some fantastic quarterfinal games setting us up for an ultimate semifinal. Thursday, January 8th, Ole Miss and Miami, 10 versus 6. I honestly did not think either of these teams would be in the semifinal. Both would have a fantastic story. Again, Miami almost pretty much projected to miss the college football playoff the entire season, getting in the 11th hour and then having a shot at being in the championship. Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin leaves, takes a lot of people with him, goes to LSU, says, Ole Miss is not good enough for me. Ole Miss is one game away from the national championship. You have an Indiana team that is undefeated, looking to go 15-0. When was the last time Indiana went 15-0? Newsflash, never. Indiana's a basketball school. The last time they were relevant was 1939. Indiana. That would be a fantastic story. And then, of course, Oregon, a very storied college football program, finding their way in again, even though last year, arguably, they were a better team. But now here they are with a chance to go to the national championship and win it all. It's going to be so awesome. Watch these games this weekend. This weekend is the sports weekend of all weekends. You got Thursday night, you have the college football semifinal. Friday night, college football semifinal. Saturday, we have NFL playoffs starting. We'll talk about that in just a second. Sunday, we have a triple header of NFL playoffs. And then Monday night, we have NFL playoffs finishing off the wild card round. It will be a fantastic weekend. I am so super excited. Let's take a look at the NFL playoffs. My Denver Broncos secured the number 1 seed in the AFC. That means they will get home field advantage throughout the entire playoffs. That means every single game they play leading up to the Super Bowl will be played in Denver, which is a huge bonus because Denver plays very well at home. On the road, they play a little shaky, but at home, they're fantastic, and I'm super excited. They will play the lowest remaining seed from these other games. So the other teams that made it, of course, Patriots, Chargers, that will be a super fun matchup. Bills and Jaguars, Steelers and Texans. On the NFC side, the Seahawks got the number 1 seed. They're a team you should be afraid of. They shut down a 49ers team. McCaffrey couldn't do anything. Brock Purdy couldn't do anything. Kittle couldn't do anything. That defense is for real. Watch out. They have home field advantage throughout the postseason up until the Super Bowl. Panthers snuck in. Rams, they'll play the Rams. Eagles, 49ers, Bears, and Packers. Some fantastic matchups. And in lieu of the NFL Pigskin Pick'em, which is now over, and I'll share my record with you guys in just a moment, I am going to be picking the NFL playoffs right here, right now. I'm going to do it round by round. Now, if you play the fantasy game, they'll have you do it all at once, and I will be doing that. But for this video, let's pick it round by round. Let's look at each matchup, and let's pick out who's going to win it all. So first, let me do a Pigskin Pick'em in review. If you were living under a rock and you had no idea what I was talking about, ESPN has a game where you simply just pick the winner of each NFL game. And if you get it right, you're right. If you get it wrong, you're wrong. So this year, I didn't do quite as good as last year, but I ended with 180 correct picks and 91 incorrect picks, putting me at 12,664 64th in the entire world. I think last year I was below 10,000, which was fantastic. But I did win the podcast group. None of you guys beat me. I guess you'll just have to try again next year, but good job for everyone who tried. Again, I'm very good at this, and I cannot be beat. Prove me wrong next year. My cousin Ben came in second. My cousin Devin came in third. So shout out my family representing. Let's go. Yeah, very fantastic year. Of course, I did a lot better last year, but that is my 2025 Pigskin Pick'em. Let's see, compared to last year. Yeah, last year I was 198 and 74. So I had like 17 better picks. I was 5,000th last year. Wow, that 5,000. That's pretty good. I was a lot better last year, but regardless, the season is over and you're looking at your champion. Ta-da. All right, guys, let's start with the NFL picks. Let's start with the very first game that we will see. And that first game is the Carolina Panthers against the Los Angeles Rams. Now, the Panthers got in because the Buccaneers beat them. But due to a tiebreaker, the Buccaneers could only go to the playoffs if the Falcons lost the next day. Just the way tiebreakers work. The Falcons won. So therefore, the Buccaneers missed the playoffs and the Panthers got in. So the Panthers are hosting a playoff game for the first time since the Cam Newton era. They'll be hosting the Los Angeles Rams. These two teams played each other earlier in the year in Carolina, in which Carolina did win that game. But I think this time the Rams win. They're favored by 10 points. I still haven't decided if the Rams will actually win by 10 points. It might be more like a touchdown or, 2 field goals. But I just think the Rams will have this one in control. Give me the Rams in this one over the Panthers. The next game that we'll see on Saturday is the Chicago Bears and the Packers. Another rematch, the NFC North going at it. If you remember, this game earlier in the year was a candidate for Game of the Year. The Bears were down late. Caleb Williams pulls out every clutch bone he's got in his body and force overtime, and the Bears ultimately win in overtime. What a fantastic game that was. I like the Bears to win again at home. Now, the Bears are inexperienced when it comes to the postseason, and the Packers are very formidable foe. And don't overlook Matt LaFleur and his ability to come back from a loss and game plan and try to get revenge. But I do like the Bears in this one. I think this is going to be their only win of the postseason. I think they win and move on to the next round. Then we move to a Sunday. The first game on Sunday, I believe, is the Jaguars and the Bills. Now, the Jaguars hosting a home playoff game. Now, that's fantastic. The Jags are a very good team. This is probably the most intriguing matchup of the first round, in my opinion. The Jags are very, very good. I think everyone's still overlooking them. I think a lot of people are not giving them the credit they deserve. Buffalo is favored in this game by 1.5 points. Bills, this is your opportunity. This is Josh Allen's moment. No Mahomes, no Burrow, no Lamar Jackson. This is your year, Buffalo. All these other teams, the Broncos, the Patriots, the Jaguars, the Texans, all these other teams, they're inexperienced. They haven't been in the postseason much the last few years. Steelers have, but you can beat the Steelers. Chargers have, you can beat the Chargers. Bills, this is your year. I think the Bills pull out the upset over the Jaguars. I think it's a fantastic game. I think it's a lot closer. I mean, people are thinking it's going to be very close. I think it will be close as well. Give me the Bills over the Jaguars. Next game will be Eagles and 49ers. Now this one, I'm back and forth on. On one side, you got the Eagles, who have a very good defense, but their offense is very inconsistent. When it gets going, it's going. When it's cold, it's cold. And on the other side, you have the 49ers, who have a very good offense, but their defense is made out of toothpicks. So what will prevail ultimately? I think ultimately a solid defense with Jalen Hurts turning it on. You got Saquon Barkley, you got A.J. Brown, you got a lot of weapons. I trust the Eagles more than I trust the 49ers. Give me the Eagles in this one. Eagles currently a 4.5 favorite. Might come down to a field goal. Might come down to the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter. But I like the Eagles to win this game. And then rounding out Sunday was the Patriots hosting the Chargers. Chargers rested Justin Herbert because they were locked in at the 7 seed. But he will be back. He's not injured. He was just resting. Patriots currently a 3.5 favorite. I like the Patriots at home. I think the Patriots are also overlooked. But let me say this. The Patriots did have the easiest schedule in the entire NFL. The Patriots did lose to the Las Vegas Raiders the first week of the NFL season. This Patriots team can be vulnerable, but they have a very vicious offense led by Drake May. They have a prolific 1-2 punch in Travion Henderson and Ramondre Stevenson. This is a good Patriots team. Don't overlook them, but at the same time, don't be surprised if the Chargers hang around or even pull off the upset. I'm going to go with the Patriots. Rounding out Monday Night Football, we got the Texans and the Steelers. Steelers getting in because Tyler Loop of the Baltimore Ravens missed that field goal. Fantastic Sunday night game. Absolute fireworks. Heartbreak for the Ravens. They parted ways with John Harbaugh, and the Steelers got in. Mike Tomlin. He's inevitable, right? They'll be hosting the Houston Texans. Now, the Houston Texans are the most dangerous team in the AFC right now. That's right, you heard me. The most dangerous team. Now, the reason I say that is because their defense is number one. And CJ Stroud is playing very well. He's got good pieces. You got DeMarco Ryans. Very good team. Very good team. Coming in on a 9-game win streak. When was the last time the Texans lost? It was to the Denver Broncos. And that's a game they probably should have won. CJ Stroud went out with injury. Davis Mills had to fill in. So this is a team that is very, very good. They've taken care of the Jaguars. I think they will be able to take care of the Steelers. Give me the Texans in this game. So if my predictions are correct, the lowest remaining seed would be the Buffalo Bills. They'd go on to Denver to play the Broncos. The Patriots would play the Texans, making it a fantastic AFC semifinal matchup, divisional round. In the NFC side, the Seahawks will play the lowest remaining seed, which would be the Rams. Wow, that would be awesome. And then the Eagles would play the Bears. I think we're on a crash course for Seahawks and Eagles in the NFC, and potentially Buffalo and the Texans in the AFC. This is Buffalo's year. I think Buffalo has a very good chance. Their run game's very good. We'll see, though. Let me know what your guys think down below. Drop your predictions for the NFL wild card and divisional round weekend. We have a fantastic week coming up. So clear out your schedules, reschedule your plans, and watch football for the next 5 days. It's going to be awesome. Well, guys, that's all I have for you today on Fan Talk. Thanks for tuning in to the late night edition of Fan Talk. Again, Fan Talk's a podcast you can find anywhere you get your podcast. I will be posting weekly once again now that we're back in 2026. I'm so excited to make more memories with you guys here at the podcast. So excited for all the things to come in 2026. Go do good in the world. You guys can do it. I'm super excited for all your support. If you're watching on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe. It really means a lot to me. All right, guys, have a wonderful Tuesday night. I'll see you guys next week for another edition of Fan Talk.